Hello and welcome to Spy Money. Sorry I had you on mute at first. I am actually in a trade right now, and I'm in this trade here, so I may have to kind of click out of this and out of the recap and actually finish my trade. So if I come back to it to do it, excuse me for doing so. There is, let's see here, there we go. So right now, I never do this on market recap, but right now my position on this, I'm up 280 bucks and it's climbing. So this is a future option natural gas position. That's what I'm in right now. So today I went ahead and swung this, and a swing for futures is going from 5 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. So I thought that, well, not thought, but my charts all showed that I was going to go ahead and continue up, and I'm actually kind of shocked. I really don't know why, but I gapped up today, and when I gapped up, my profits went in half. So kind of bothered me a little bit. Didn't know why. I was at $220 here. I gapped up, and I was $100. If I was short expiration, I'd understand, but I was 30 days out. So been 30 days out. I mean, there's no theta or anything really to speak of here. So I thought that I would be a lot more. So anyway, if you're new to our channel, this is not where we normally start it. We normally start over here on ES, and I've got another little window that shows me what's going on with natural gas, so I can kind of keep an eye on it. I do a lot of live trading, and I do when I do the market briefs in the morning, I actually show our Discord members some trades I do. I used to do a lot more live trading. I do less now than what I did, but I may go back to doing more live trading. People seem to enjoy it. I know I enjoy making the money on it. But let's go back to ES. ES, our future, that's where we always start. That's our S&P 500 mini future. On Friday, which was here, we went up and we gapped down on it, and I actually thought this would actually come down and test this pivot. So actually this pivot was actually right along here at 2806. That's where it was last night. And the Feds come in, and instead of Monday morning, they come in last night and pushed it up. Then we got another Fed push right here. So we had two Fed pushes today and kept on pushing it up. We actually reached up 28.85 is where I was thinking we were going to go. And if we come back to here, you can see 28.85 was the high. I had this blue line drawn in here just as a target. And the reason I had that one is if you look here, you can see the top of these candles right through here. These, let me get a little bigger for you. The tops right here of the bodies and the wicks. So that is a pretty good resistance line. Billy had talked about in our Discord channel about where support and resistance lines are and how you find them and so forth. So let's just do a little tutorial right now. If you go in here and if you find the common candles that most of them are touching, just because it's up here don't mean that that's your resistance. Your resistance would actually be right through here, and if you kind of think of a zone, so to speak, you would be, your zone would be right along through here. That would be your zone. So this would be like your consolidation area, your base. And those candles will come up and touch, and then they'll come down and touch. So this is kind of like the area where the buyers and sellers are, just like a general area. So if you look, if you come back over here, you can see these touched right here and these touched. And I'll do a course on making zones again. I haven't done one in a long time, but I'll make another one. It'll kind of help you. So a lot of times when you see traders, they will have like they'll have these little boxes kind of everywhere, kind of down through here, and you'll see like shadowed areas all the way up through there. And those are zones. That's what they're doing. They're just making zones. So if this comes over, we're probably going to be right on through here. So you can see that the candles come up and hovered in this area, come down, went up and hovered in this area, went up, come right back down to this area, and it just kind of keeps on going. And this isn't an exact zone. I just drew it real quick. But that kind of gives you an idea when you're trading and you're doing your scalps or whichever. You can make little tiny zones throughout the area, but really if you just use your pivots, then your pivots will actually do better. And what do I mean by pivot? Let's see here. Let me go open this up a little better. And this is going to be over a lot of your heads. I understand that. This is more advanced courses, but you have your main pivot here that you're going to be trading on. Tomorrow's pivot is looking like it's going to be here. So by this one being here, this looks like it's probably going to keep on going, and we're probably going to open up over in this area. So pivots kind of tell you a general direction. If the yellow pivot was down here, then that would tell you that the general direction is probably going to be coming down. But since this is climbing, your VWAP's going up and all that, then that is where you're going to be headed. So most likely, if you got into calls on your future right now, not definitely, but most likely you're going to open higher. So if you look at this one, you can do a right there. So this is lining up with that pivot, and that's coming right over to where you are now. So it's kind of laying where you are. So that just gives you an idea of support and resistance lines. Support is down here where the candles actually come down and touch. So your support would be rolling through here. And then if you're on a resistance, your resistance is going to be about right here. It's not necessarily the top of those candles, but it's usually the top of the body. Now here's one for you. Here's a double top. I'll teach you something. This is where the candle come up, and then it come up and touched again. It couldn't go past it and sold off. When you have a double top, that is a sign of reversal, that it will actually come down. Not always, but most often. If you have a triple top, which means 3 candles the same way, that's a reversal sign as well. So learning how your candles interact with each other actually helps you in your selling. Now right here's a double bottom. See this right here? And then boom, it jumped up. So this come down, then it come over. It wouldn't go below because all your buyers are pushing up on it. And your buyers were up to this point, would not let the sellers push it down. And since that was there, then the sellers backed away and let the buyers take off. So that's how that works. And same right here. We have another one. So we have the top of this wick, and we have the top of that body. And that's the same exact thing. The buyers still try to push it up, but the seller said, oh, no, 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 so we're going to push it down. So that's how that works. Support and resistance is just a matter of where the buyers and sellers are meeting. If you got more sellers than buyers, it'll go down. If you got more buyers than sellers, it'll go up. And that's how support and resistance works. So let's get back to our market recap. I got you some free education there. The recap is showing today that the market just pretty well rallied for actually since Friday. It's just kept on going up. Right now we're at a double top. We can see this candle over here. And let me take this VWAP out of there. You can see it better. Let's see here. We'll go back to the 15. There we go. So when you're looking at this, when I take the VWAP out, it takes lines out. You're looking at it touched right here and it touched there. I figured that it would actually go here. That's why I had this line before this even come up. I come over here, found where the support or the resistance line was, and then I brought it to where it's coming over. So today, I didn't even trade today in ES. I traded this morning, and it wasn't that great. It was just the way it was working. It wasn't interacting correctly, so I got out. And if you look at this, I mean, this is kind of a steady up, but if you go from the very low, which is 28.44, to the top of 28.80, so you're looking, what is that, 36 points or so? Well, that's pretty good if this was a straight line, but seeing how this is kind of going up and it's just real choppy all day, if you're trying to scalp this on a short expiration, this is going to eat your premium up. So in my Discord channel, I told people that I was not trading it because of how it was interacting. Some people tried and ended up not doing that great, and that's why. So when you look at this a little better, this is consolidation from right through here down to here. So if you take and draw this out, our consolidation would actually be right there. That's all consolidation. We don't trade consolidation. Now, if you're trading future contracts or shares in a stock, then you can scalp a lot in here and make some money. But options, you cannot make money here. You just end up losing money, because as soon as you get in, as soon as it's time to get in, it'll go up, and all of a sudden it starts coming down. And then when it starts coming down, you've lost all the profit that you had here, and usually you lose money before you even get out. So consolidation is not good for you. And that's kind of what we did today. If you look right here is at 9 in the morning, and we consolidated all night, and then actually all night, and then we actually popped up. But then when we popped up, we had another consolidation. So today was just consolidation on ES. Again, you can make money with it, but it's hard. So if you look right there, there's more consolidation. We had this one pump right here, and we had one pump here. But when you're in consolidation, it's hard to know for sure that that is a pump and not just another pop up here and then come down. So when a stock or underlying of any kind is moving sideways, you're better off just to stay away from it. Go find something else to trade that day. Now tomorrow, by looking at this, let's see where the pivots were on it. Why are the pivots not there? On the 5 minutes, that's why I can't see them. Well, did I delete them? I don't know why the pivots aren't there. So normally, if you go back to SPY, let me show you that one. See, they're not there either. I don't know why this did not do that. Let's load it. Oh, that's because they're not loaded on the charting. I'm sorry. If we go back to scalping, there we go. So if we go back to ES, well, I'll just leave it on SPY. Most of you trade SPY over ES. ES is what I follow. SPY is an ETF of the future ES. And ES is the future of the stock SPX, which is S&P 500. So all the SPX, SPY, and ES are all the same. That's /ES. And they're all the same. The SPY has the only thing you have to do is just take one number away from ES and just use the first three numbers, and that's about what SPY is. So if you go to ES, right now it's trading at 28.66. If you look right here, we are trading at 287. So by the time you rounded this one up, it's about the same. So when you're looking at this, you can see all this consolidation here, and then we had two pumps. We had a like here, I was showing some more what consolidation was. This is consolidation between here. This is consolidation between here. Here's more consolidation, and here's consolidation. It is very difficult to trade this. Even expert traders that have been doing this forever, this is hard to trade on options. This is a move for future contracts. If you're trading ES, the contracts, or if you're going to buy shares in SPY to scalp it. It's a good one for that, but it's not for options. So when you see something that's consolidating like this, it's just going to eat your premiums up and kick you out. Now, if you would have went with a longer expiration, say a 30-day expiration, and you got in down here and you sold up here, you'd have made money. But you can't scalp through here with the short-term expiration. You can't even really buy down here and sell up here short-term expiration. And you won't make that much with it because of all of this consolidation. So when you have consolidation, stay away. And how do you know that a consolidation is there? If you just look at the time before. Now when you come in, you probably got in here and then just kind of stayed in, but when it popped back down, that's telling you this is not over. So you're better off just to walk away. And that's what I did this morning. When I got in, let's see, I did a couple of trades first thing in the morning, and they weren't going the right way. I noticed it. I lost maybe $150 on ES, which is not bad actually. I cut my losses quick, and since I cut my losses quick, I didn't have any problem just saying enough is enough. So I went back to natural gas, and natural gas, I made a lot of money here. I got in down in here, and I rode it all the way up to right here. I sold there, and then I got back in when the consolidation left. So on this one, when it went up, let's make sure I'm on the right one, right here. So when it come up to, where did I sell that thing at? If my pivots move, so I can't tell for sure. I think it was right here. Yeah, it was. I sold right here, and then, no, it was right here. Okay, definitely here. I sold right here, and then it sold off. So I'm glad that I sold there because I took my profit before it actually come back down. So whenever I took my profit and then it started coming back down, and it started coming up. When it broke this, I hopped back in. So actually, that's not it. It's down. It's right here. Right here is where I got in. Sorry, definitely here, because this right here is at the end of the day. Right here is where I actually sold off, and then it popped down, started coming up, consolidated, and then when it come up above that candle, then that's when I hopped in it and rode it, and I'm still in it right now. I was up like a little over 300 as soon as we started this. Right now it's 220, and that's where it dropped down right here. So when it was up in here, I was in 320, 330, somewhere on through there. This should continue to go up though, so I plan on riding natural gas out a little bit later. I might even swing it all night. It is probably headed to this area right here, so the 195. I've got a sell price in for up in this area, so if it spikes up and hits it, then it will automatically sell. The reason I'm selling here is because we have all this support or resistance up here. So more than likely when this thing spikes and hits that, it's probably going to sell off. And if it does sell off, I don't want to be in on that. I want to be away from all that. And let me look here at my sell. Let's see, now I took it off. Must have took it off when it went in. So let me raise this up. Let's see here. So that's 195. So I'm going to go ahead and put my sell in for right there. And I'm going to put it for good to cancel. One person in our group always says good to close. I get a kick out of her. So I'm going to go ahead and put that sell in for me. That way if it does spike up while we're talking and stuff, you'll go ahead and sell it. And that's how you make your plays on options. You don't just sit there and wait and hope that it goes up there and then hurry up and go sell. You go ahead and figure out where your sell target is. You can see mine is right there. I've got 2 contracts on it, and that popped up there. So, and I put it right below that resistance point so that it will sell. As soon as this thing pops up and hits it, I want to sell on strength because that's where your money is. If it goes up and then comes down, you try to sell again, you'll make more money here than the time it goes up and comes down. Free education tonight. So now we got gold. Gold is just continuing dropping. I would love to see gold just to fall off the face of the earth. I've got some puts on it, and I would definitely love to see that. So if this falls off, then I will be grateful. I'd like to see it go all the way down to 1200. That's what the analysts are saying that it's supposed to go down to, but I don't think it'll actually go there. Not the way it's moved. So I mean, if we come back down to the 1400 range, that would be pretty nice. But I mean, that'd be a lot of money if it would come down to there. Gold is, I think, going to continue to come down. It'll probably come down and bounce off this line here, 1687. It'll probably bounce, and then if you look right here, you can see that it's got a little bit of a trend line. Actually, that's the wrong one. It's got a little bit of a trend line going on it right now. So it will probably come down, hit this, come back up, and then all of a sudden, boom, it'll drop down. That's going to be a descending triangle. And if it does that, then that will be pretty good. And we're looking at probably, by looking at this chart here, if it does that, it'll probably drop out and on through here. So probably about the middle of May, gold will probably drop off. Coincidentally, a lot of the analysts are saying that the market's going to drop off the middle of May. That's kind of funny that they're saying it, and here we are, and we're saying it on this chart. Charts tell the story that the news is getting ready to report. Just remember that. The news, every time the stock market moves according to the pattern, it always moves on pattern. As soon as it does, then the news comes out and tries to make up some sort of story of why it dropped. Like last week, they said the market dropped because Gilead missed their target. Well, they failed their test 2 weeks earlier. It dropped, so they had to find something to blame it on, and that's what they did. But if you look at the chart, it was in a head and shoulder pattern, and it should have dropped off. Kind of funny. Then we got crude oil. Crude oil is still selling off, and it looks like I almost got in puts last night on this, and I wish I would have, because I mean this would have been a great little surprise here. But the reason I never is because they put on CL was $5,000. I think it was $5,400, and I was going to go to bed. And with a future, you can't put stops or anything on it, so you can put a limit sell, but not a stop. If I could have put a stop and a limit, then I would have went ahead and bought one. But I was afraid that if I went to bed, this thing might take off and I'd lose $5,000. So I didn't do it. So crude oil looks like it's going to continue to go down. 650 was the base on it. Will we retest that? Wouldn't shock me a bit in the world. The market's coming down, and if you look right here at this trend, we are staying. Let's see, the top one up there. Yeah, it's rolling through here. So when we look at these candles right up here, and then we look at this one, then we're seeing that it's in a downward pattern. We are coming down, back down to the 650s where it went. It wouldn't shock me if we hit maybe a $6 even or so. We might even break that. Who's to know? So sorry about that garage door. My daughter just came in from riding her bike. And if we go to NQ, same thing as ES. It's got that same little pattern right there. There was, let me go into a 15-minute chart so you can see it better. If you go into here, you can see that now NQ did not have as much consolidation. NQ would have been a better play than ES today. See, that was Sunday. So this is Monday, 9. No, actually, it actually dropped off today. Yeah, NQ actually sold off all day where ES went up. That is not normal. Normally, ES and NQ will go the same way. Now we're bouncing off of this pivot here. If we break through that pivot, which it kind of looks like we might, if we do, then we're going to sell off tonight. And if we go back to ES and look at ES, it's trying to come down as well. So, and it's going to come down, probably touch this pivot here. So NASDAQ may have led the way this time. Usually they are neck and neck going the same direction. When one candle goes up, the other one goes up. So it looks like the NASDAQ is actually leading the way, and we're looking for a sell-off. And right there, it just broke through. You see right there, it's breaking through. That's not to say it won't come back up, but we are below that VWAP coming down. So we just got to figure out who's winning, who's strongest, the buyers or the sellers. So if the bears are in control, these red bears are the bulls are going to be seeing it and be mad. I bet the bears are going to push through probably. We go to Walmart. Walmart sold off all day, and it's kind of where I was thinking in our Discord channel, our morning brief. And if you're not part of our Discord channel, you could join it and go to SpyMoneyLSE.com. It's that link on the screen right there. If you go there, then you can learn more about our Discord channel. We do call outs, do a lot of training. We chat a lot about what stocks we're trading, if anything's coming up, to learn more about it. A lot of times you can get in some trades that you normally wouldn't get in, and it'll actually help you out. And when you're having some struggle, you can always post something in there of what mess you're in and get some guidance on different traders to actually help you decide which way to go on that. Not tell you what to do, but just kind of give you some suggestions, because you're the trader. It's your trade, not ours. But we do post our call outs and so forth, and I'm more into futures than I am into equity options. There's a lot of people in there doing equity options. I do some, but I do more futures than I do equities. I like to trade 23-5. I don't like to trade 9:30 to 4. So I prefer the after hours trading better. And here lately, you get a lot more movement after hours. So Walmart looks like it's going to continue to sell off. I'd like to see it just go ahead and drop one down. Probably, if we're going to drop, we're probably going to go to the 127 area. We may go down to the 126, but I'd say probably the 127. So we dropped today. So that's 130. So we dropped 2 points, so 128. So we could potentially get down to 126, 127 tomorrow. It looks like we're following this channel, and by following this channel, it will probably come down, and we're probably looking down in here. I don't see that thing selling off that much overnight, but you can see right here it did. It sold off a lot. So there's a good chance we might come down to the 125 area. I'd actually like to see that because I've got puts on Walmart, and that would make me a lot of money. So if it would do that, it'd be great. Now we do have a support line right here. We don't want to forget about our support. We got right there. It actually comes back into here, and here, here, and here. There's a chance this may bounce up and go, but I would think that it probably depends on what the market does. If the market goes up, Walmart will typically go down. If the market goes up, Walmart will typically go up. Not all the time, but a lot of time it will. But right now, it's underneath the pivot. When it's underneath the pivot, that's a bearish sign. But in order for it to be bullish, it has to come up and go across that. So it's not to say that it won't. So Walmart, I'd say I'm pretty bearish on. Let's look at, I got in one trade today. I got into US let me look here. USD CAD, and I have not looked at that all day. I forgot I was even in it. I said, so I'm up 1 pip on it. Nothing. I forgot I was even in that trade. Just now remembered. I set stop losses on it and just let them go. And I'm in a short, and I would think that that would have been better than that. So 930 right here. I don't know why that's not better. I should be making more money than what I did on it. I got in a short. Maybe I got in it over in here. I thought it was up here this morning. So it might be right here, and that's why. So it was actually in the green down here, and right now it's just over break even. So I'm in the green, but not by much. So anyway, I'm glad I looked at that. Got Uber. Uber I was thinking would probably end up continuing going up. It actually flatlined across. This is another consolidation. You don't trade here. This is not a place to trade. You trade here. This is what you like to trade in. This is where you make money. This is where you lose money. And if you're in long-term calls, your calls go down right here. They diminish in value here. Your premiums go down. So Uber I'd say would continue to go up though. I'm bullish on that. Tesla flew today. I thought that it would go up, but I didn't think it'd go up that much. It shot up and then it just went across. And there was a bunch of equities today that actually shot up like that. Disney was one. A bunch of people were in Disney puts and it just shot up. TLT ended up selling off today, which I'm glad. I'm in puts on it. And let's see if I go back and look. Let's see here. My TLT is better today than what it was yesterday, but not where it needs to be. Needs to come on down. I need to be down here in the purple. That's where I need. And it looks like it's going to continue to sell off there. As long as the market goes up, this will continue to come down. SPR, we'll come back to BA. It's the same thing. We got Roku. Roku is starting to turn back up. I almost bought Roku calls today, but the ones I wanted to buy were like about $1,500. And I did not want to buy in this mess right here. This was all just consolidation, a lot of it. It dropped a little bit here, but come right back up. And I was just concerned about buying it, and then it just keep on dropping, so I stayed out of it today. I was going to buy and scalp it up, but I was too late for this morning run. NVIDIA end up selling off today. And all these selling off kind of makes me wonder what is going to happen with the market. It sold off, but the market continued to go up. But I guess that's why the market was actually consolidating a lot today, and it didn't really go up. It should have dropped, but with the Feds pumping the money in it, it just kept on going up where the stocks were actually selling off. So the market makers were actually pulling everything down, but yet the Feds were pushing the futures up. Netflix, what a disappointment it is. Looks like it's just consolidating all the way across, just burning my premiums up. That's what this is. When you have this right here, this is just all consolidation, and it's really bad for your options for long. Now, if you're scalping, you can scalp in on something like that big old spike and then puts here. This one's a bad day. This one's not really a great day. You could have got in and sold off on this latter part, but for the most part, this is bad trading. Consolidation's not good for you. Carnival, or this one is Norwegian Cruise Line, ended up popping up today. I don't know why in the world they're popping up other than, the Fed's coming in. This is all the morning stocks that went up. There was no reason for it other than the Fed pumping money. And, the cruise lines aren't even operating. I don't know why they're going up. Microsoft sold off today. Wasn't expecting that. I was expecting Microsoft to continue to go up. Come down. This 200 is kind of like a resistance line. So with that 200 being there, the candles will gravitate to it. It bounced off, so it's probably going to go ahead and continue to go up. There are pivots right there too, so between the two. LVS took off today, but then it sold off. It actually hit this triangle here, or the symmetrical triangle. By hitting it, it's probably going to continue to come on down. Not to say it couldn't go up, but more than likely it'll probably come down. And let's see here. We'll do a couple more. Google is staying up on top. We have earnings in the morning, I think it is. Let's see here. After March. No, it's after tomorrow. After close tomorrow. That's when Google's going to be having earnings. I think it's going to be bad. We have a big increase here. With this big old increase, they are doing half price on their ads. So I think that we will probably end up selling off. Disney, look at that. I hate it for the guys that were in puts. They got in puts right here, and they just what they saw was it was going to sell off, but that thing rallied hard all day. It was like it had good news. I don't really know if it did, but that's a lot. And if you look right here, you can see almost it hit almost the top there, but it's still close. Yeah, it's still real close to it. So it's not a cup and handle because a cup is like a bowl on the bottom. I'm not sure about Disney. It looks like we're staying within the channel. So it was down on this channel and then it popped up. So we'll probably end up gapping up to here tomorrow and then it'll probably sell off tomorrow. Bond, man, oh man, Bond had a huge increase and a huge decrease. Look at that sell off. That is a ski slope. That is like Evel Knievel coming down a ramp and then going straight on out through there. So we'll call Bond Evel Knievel. Drop down through the 200. I mean, that is one major sell off. Huge sell off. What I was expecting maybe a pullback somewhere, but I wasn't expecting that. And if it did, I wasn't expecting it to drop below the 200. So that one really sold off hard. Got BA. What do you guys think about BA? I thought it would actually bounce up one more time and then come down over here, but it's selling off right to earnings. With it selling off the earnings, that kind of makes me think the earnings is going to be really good. And if earnings is good, then it's going to rally. It's going to rage. So I'd say it'd probably sell off to at least all day tomorrow. Probably sell off. Got Amazon sold off today. It's been consolidating again. For the people wanting to know what consolidation is, this right here is consolidation right here, just up and down. Now you could have made some money on some of these swings right here. You definitely could. Now this one here is bad. This one is not great. This one's bad. This is bad here. But now this right here would have been good for puts. So you got to look at when it's longevity going straight in one line. That's what you want. So Amazon, me personally, I would stay out of it because it's right there at the top of the resistance and right over it, and it can go either way. So me personally, I'm not in it. AMD, I bought calls today right at the end. The reason I did is because this has been going in a downward trend. I thought the earnings was today after opening, but it's actually tomorrow after opening. So I bought calls one day too soon, so I'm hoping that this will actually gap up tonight, and it looks like we are going to go up, so my calls should be in pretty good shape. So if this, I was expecting a earnings report, and I was playing a lotto. I think I only bought like three calls on it, not very much, maybe $150 or so. But if it gapped up quite a bit from earnings, then that $150 could have turned into $500-600 pretty easy. So that was my plan, is to do that. Hopefully this will actually gap up. If it does, I will sell out at opening, and I'm not going to play the earnings on it. I'll sell it at opening and just let it be. I got in a day too early. My fault. Got Apple. Apple is out of this channel, and it's been staying right up with this channel. We're now above that 200. We're above the pivot. Apple's had a lot of good news lately, so I kind of think Apple may continue to go up, but depends on what the market does. If the market starts selling off, this thing will drop off too. Then we got American Airlines. American Airlines, I ended up getting out down here Friday. Sold out down actually on this green candle, and I just wanted out of it, and I'm glad I did, because I lost $10 here, but if I was in it to right here, I'd probably be down, $50, $60 right here. So by that big old increase, it would have hurt me. So I'm glad I actually got out. It's forming a type of head and shoulders. Right here's a shoulder, here's a head, here's a shoulder, but it looks like it's still going up. AAL is following the market. So whatever it does is kind of what it does within reason. It still sells off a little bit, but you have those big old spikes coming out of it. And we go back to, let's look at NG again. I haven't looked at it. See, I'm down on. I should have sold right there at the beginning, but I think it'll actually make it up there. If it does, we get one more little spike out of it here. So if we get a spike come out and just go up and hit it and just sell, that'll give me some gas money. Should give me probably, I think I'm already up like 600 and a little over 600, 620, 640 that I was up earlier, and then I sold some more. I think it was only like maybe 100 or 200, and then this right here should make me, if it goes up and hits that, probably bring me about another 500. So that would actually be good. So it'd give me about 12, 13. $100, something like it for the day, which is a good day. I like more, but hey, if you can make $1,000 a day, that is going to be $250,000 a year if you make $1,000 a day. Yes, Billy, the airline's POS, and that is not position. So do not like the airlines. They should have been tanking and burning and just a big crash and burn, but they haven't. So then we'll end up with ES like we always do. ES is trying to pull out of it, trying to come up. Let's see what NQ is actually doing with that. Yeah, it's doing the exact same thing. So NQ is actually moving the same candle. I don't know why it actually sold off today, though, from right here. I mean, it's just been selling off all day. Consolidation. Don't trade this kind of movement here for options. This is where you trade shares or contracts, but not options. And then we look at the ES. See, ES went up all day. That's just unusual. If you have ES going up all day, then NASDAQ will go down. That's just not normal that happens. Matter of fact, I don't really remember it ever doing that. It usually stays neck to neck to each other. So the ES actually had a better day today. Right now we're break even, and NASDAQ's actually a little bit higher than what ES is from 6 o'clock, though. I don't know what it was today. So ES looks like it is kind of staying within this channel here, and that channel again is staying across the top of this resistance here, and then we've got that support over there which goes all the way back to here. So this is all one big old zone here. And if you draw this out, this will come out right there. So we are staying within that, so that you can see it better. And as long as we stay in that, then you're not going to make any money. You really need it to come out of that in order to start making money. So if you're going to be scalping, SPY is not really one to scalp right now. I wouldn't even go long on it unless you're doing shares. So that's it, guys. I hope you got something out of this. I actually give you a lot of free education, support resistance lines, consolidation. Check back in. We do our market recaps. I try to do them between 5 and 6. I had some things to do. I've got to leave town tomorrow, and so I had to load up some tools. I buy property. With all my earnings, I buy properties for cash, and then I turn around and owner finance them to people that need help. Some people can't get a loan at a bank, but they actually have, they have good jobs. They have some money down. They their credit is not the best, but it's not the worst. And they just need some help. And that's the people that I try to help out. I make money on it. They get in the house. Everybody wins. And then, once they get themselves on the feet, they can refinance it if they like, or I just carry the mortgage. And I prefer to carry the mortgage. That's my secondary income. Trading is my primary, and the homes are my secondary. And then I have some other businesses, but for the most part, those two are my main income. Trading number one, of course. And but that's what I do with my money, and I've got to leave town tomorrow to take care of that. I've got some people wanting to buy it, and I've got to get them in the house and do some paperwork and move on. So tomorrow, if I do not do a market recap, that is why. I'm going to try, but I don't know if I'll be able to with the computer that I'll be using. I don't know if I can. So if you don't see me tomorrow night, that's why. And then tomorrow morning in my Discord channel, I will not be doing a market brief at all, because I'm leaving very early in the morning, about 3 or 4 in the morning. So I will be on the road traveling. So I will not be able to do a market brief in the morning. I will try to do some charts tonight and post them in our Discord channel so you all can have something to look at. And then that they'll change a little bit by tomorrow, but for the most part, the direction will be about the same. You can look at the chart and see what it's going to do. So guys, I appreciate you all. If you're not part of a Discord, again, check the SpyMoneyLLC.com website. It's got all kinds of information. We do online training too, and or have not online training, but we have online courses, and you can choose to pick up one. We did one over the weekend. I loaded one. It's called Scalping. So if you're wanting to learn how to scalp future options or equity options, it's a very good course. I do live trading in it, and I'm going to add some different videos to it in the future. So whenever I add those, if you buy the course now, you will get those ads for free. They don't cost you anything extra. Once you buy the course, it's yours. And as I add to that course, it's free information. But there's a lot of people who took it over the weekend, and they're trading with it. Some are doing okay with it. Some are struggling a little bit, and some just need to keep on watching videos. So we've got a mixture of them, but it's a matter of learning how to read candles and read resistance and support lines and consolidation. It goes into all that. So it should help you out. So I will possibly see you all tomorrow night. If not, be the next day probably. You guys have a good night, and please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you later.